Welcome to another edition of Tom Sox Conversations. I'm Brendan Kucera. Today I am joined by Coach James Ramsey, the assistant coach, the hitting coach for Georgia Tech's men's baseball program. Coach, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty well. Thanks for having me.
No problem. And I want to talk about the connection to the Tom Sox between the Georgia Tech baseball program, and what connection do you or the program really have that has sent guys to the Tom Sox organization in the past?
Yeah, I'll start off by, as a player playing at Florida State, had a chance to, look at the Valley League with teammates playing there, coaches calling on behalf for me to go there. I ended up not playing in the Valley, but always had respect and had teammates with great experiences with it. Fast forward several years later after a pro career, a guy named Jeff Burton calls me up and got my cell phone. I forget how, or, just kind of shows Jeff's persistence for good players and good people, wanting to get some of the players I was coaching at Florida State involved. 3 months into my coaching career, I'm at Georgia Tech, and, here it is, a whole new crop of players to kind of send Jeff. And the thing that I'll say about the Tom Sox organization is, only having worked with them from a short amount of time, but college summer ball, especially even big D1 programs, is tough because a lot of times kids have a cape or bust mindset. They also, I think when you do surveys, it's almost like sometimes the more you're at a program that caters to you, and it's the food and the travel and all that, I think that, a lot of times guys don't grade out their summer ball experiences on a 1 to 10 scale very well. But the Tom Sox were something that we felt like gave a great playing experience, great host families and internship opportunities, championship environment. And then on top of that, the kids just liked being there. I think that there's so much that goes into, you've got this short window to play college baseball, and you've got these couple summers. You want to take advantage of it as a player, but more importantly, just as a person. I think they genuinely enjoyed their time there.
And as a coach of a Division I baseball program, for you guys, why is it so important for players to maybe go play summer ball instead of maybe focusing on like individual training during the summertime?
Yeah, I think it's a case-by-case basis. I think there definitely are guys that we want to be in a certain development track pipeline. I do think that at the end of the day, nothing replicates playing. And if you're a guy that, whether you started every day as a freshman or you didn't get to play every day as a freshman or sophomore, that summer ball experience tells you two things. It's so much about your development as a player, of just getting confidence. You come from, maybe being big fish in a little pond to a big program in a major league city like Atlanta, and playing in a great conference like the ACC. You're going to take your lumps. And I think it's important to kind of get into summer ball and maybe even build back some of that confidence. But also for us, we want guys that want to be major leaguers, and, nobody nowadays goes straight to the major leagues. You're going to have to play 140 game seasons, and you better love it. And I think summer ball is one of those ways, to me, when I start, when you peak interest in the fall, everybody wants to play summer ball. When it comes to June, July, and you just finished up playing in the College World Series or whatever, who really wants to go play 60 more games? My answer is always the guys that love it. And I think that the guys that are going to have the best pro careers are the ones that are saying, man, I know I'm a little banged up, my shoulder, my knee, or whatever it is, or I'm just tired. I want to go play, because that's what I love to do deep down. And I think that's an important factor for us.
Sam played for the Tom Sox. I know you're the coach, but since he's joined the Tom Sox, what have you seen from him on the mound for you guys in that short season?
Yeah, I think it was just a classic case of getting reps, building confidence. I know that the stuff was always there. I think Coach Burrell's done a really good job developing Sammy since he's been back at Georgia Tech. But really just to be out there and talk with him, just, getting updates, seeing box scores that he's shoving during the summer. I think it was just as much important for him to see himself do it as it was for us to see some of the stuff that he did up there. I think that that's another just great example of, a guy that, hey, I just need to go fall in love with the game again, go love the process, go play in front of fans, in front of a great experience, be able to kind of be a part of that clubhouse. And we saw a lot of great things from Sammy, and he'll have an opportunity to pitch professionally here kind of whenever he wants to. But I think he speaks to some of his unique internship experience and stuff as well, of one of the reasons why he loved being with the Tom Sox.
And Jaden Jackson was another guy that was slated to join the Tom Sox this offseason. actually with Sam Crawford again. Tell the Tom Sox Nation a little bit about, the guy they almost got to see this summer.
Yeah, Jaden, obviously, I think about his kind of infectious smile. I mean, the kid, he just loves to play, loves being around his teammates. He also was the first guy that the day the season got canceled, he's like, Coach, where can I go play? I need to go play somewhere else. And then the next league that he got placed with got canceled, and he called me. He's like, hey, I need to go play somewhere else. And, it just shows kind of the determination that he has, how good he wants to be. And he's been at the forefront of all that. So I think that he was going to add to kind of the Charlottesville community while he was there. And obviously, fans would have loved to see him making web gems at shortstop and hitting in the middle of the lineup as well.
Yeah, and obviously, I think everyone kind of has a little bit of a different experience as to how they found out that the season was canceled, this past season. How did you guys find out?
Well, we had a weekend trip canceled. We had the bus packed. We're leaving at, let's say, call it 1:30 or something. And then at 1:15, it was kind of a, holding pattern. And before you know it, it's 4:00 and administration had just met with all the head coaches on campus, and guys a lot of them still in their uniforms. And I think that was when it kind of sunk in, but we never truly met physically as a team. We obviously met and we knew things weren't good when guys got dismissed on Thursday, but we were trying to be careful of, let's not come back Friday or Saturday. Let's just stay in a holding pattern. And it just happened fast. So, I think it was a shock to all of us.
Yeah, I'm sure you had some conversations with some of your players. What were those conversations like? Obviously, a very difficult situation, a lot of unknown for people initially. So what was that kind of like, something you wouldn't really expect to have to kind of navigate through as a coach?
Yeah, I think it's also why you get into coaching, just from a relationship standpoint of going through adversity. This is some of the biggest adversity some of them maybe have gone through in their lives, which speaks to the quality of their life up to this point, but it also speaks to just how much the game means to them. And to have that taken away and kind of erased is difficult. I think that we've all kind of worked through the whole stages of grief. I think we've had our moments of being sad and angry and mad, and also being able to reflect back on the good times that was the 2020 season and kind of build towards it to have momentum coming into this fall.
And as a part of recruiting, obviously you mentioned to us a little bit earlier that you've taken a lot of calls through recruiting so far in this off season. What is one of the more important qualities you look for in a guy that'll, gain interest from a prominent school like Georgia Tech?
Yeah, I think it may be the same cliches you might hear from other coaches, but I think that to us, we have it was the first place actually where the total person program was built was at Georgia Tech through Homer Rice as athletic director, and it was more about the qualities off the field that are going to translate on the field of just stewardship and service, and I think that's something that we want. People that want to be the total person at Georgia Tech. We want people that are going to get their degree. They're going to make the community better while they're here. Yes, of course, we have, as many great MLB names as any other school in the country to kind of stack them up against, but we want guys that want to change the world. And I think that you can kind of get a feel of that pretty early on, of guys that are, president of this on campus or at their high schools rather, or whatever. And I think guys that are constantly just wanting to do better in the world, but also, achieve great things on the field.
Yeah, and in coaching those players when they come in, how have you played in the minor leagues, first-round draft pick by the Cardinals back in 2012. How have you used that experience to really kind of help these guys over the last couple of years in your coaching role?
Yeah, I think having checked a lot of boxes, I think in my career, you want them to achieve some of the same things and to know kind of the work ethic it takes to get there. I was definitely a player that developed in college and was undrafted out of high school to be a first round draft pick. There's so much late night cage sessions or just thinking of the game and also knowing when to turn it off and just to be a student. I think those are the things that we try to help all the guys through. But as far as the desire to play pro ball, I mean, I look back at my experience in Alaska when I played in summer ball as well as the Cape, and I always did want to play. I always had a mission. I took one summer off to develop on some other strength and conditioning stuff and whatnot. And I think that I basically maximized my 3 summers in college that kind of put me on the fast track of where I was in pro ball.
Yeah, work ethic, definitely a very important theme to kind of succeed at that level. And one last thing for you. When you are doing recruiting now, what does that kind of look like amid this pandemic?
I think we're having to get creative. I think that, you're constantly watching videos and kind of some of the same stuff that you might do in between games in the summers or when you get home at night or in the morning, kind of just researching more about travel programs and talking with coaches and high school coaches that see them, 9-10 months out of the year. I think that, it's some of the same. I think that there's not that authentic feel of watching a guy go about his business in between at bats or, run out to his position on defense. But, we're still continuing to attract a lot of guys that want Georgia Tech and that realize how important development is in the relationship with the coaching staff. And so we've been trying to kind of preach the same messages all along of what makes this place so special.
Well, Coach, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate your time today. And follow the Valley League and the Tom Sox on all social media. And for more Tom Sox conversations, follow the Tom Sox at Tom Sox TV on YouTube.